Today is June 26th. Not just any number 26, it's a special day for a certain iconic blue guy known as the Experiment 626. His movie came out on the same month in 2002, and yeah, I suppose 626 is his actual canonical birthday, so let's just celebrate it. Disney Lilo & Stitch was developed by Digital Eclipse and was released on June 12, 2002 for the original Game Boy Advance, just few days before the theatrical release of the movie itself. This is the Digital Eclipse, which you're probably familiar with since they were the makers of the fantastic Mega Man Legacy Collection, the first one. Yeah, you probably heard of them. Anyway, up to this point, Digital Eclipse had released a bunch of Disney licensed games, and it makes sense that Disney gave them the green flag to make the game as well for the series. And guess what? Disney ended up liking the game. Anyway, this game takes place after the event of the first movie, sometime later. And despite some cutscene from the first movie was shown, the game plot is something else. Some aliens arrive on Earth and kidnap the Hula Girl. Not the usual Galactic Federation, but instead an original enemy comprises of mosquitoes. I guess Digital Eclipse had some creativity mindset and Disney never tell them what to do. And so, it's up to 626 to save the day. Remember, Ohana means family. Ohana means family. No one gets left behind. Simple as that. And it does not mean leaving your family behind just so you can study somewhere else. Anyway, there are 3 gameplay styles throughout the game, and the first one that you get right from the get-go, you can tell, feel very similar to Metal Slug, an infamous running gun arcade game. You can run, shoot the enemy, and pick up special item. However, it's not exactly Metal Slug because of one small problem. The first thing you would notice is that you can't shoot while ducking. You crawl while ducking, you can do that, but not shooting, not even in the slightest. And as a result, you can see that Stitch will be overwhelmed by enemies right away. What kind of game restricts you from shooting while crouching? Imagine in Rolling Thunder, the arcade game, where you have to just constantly moving on your feet to shoot enemy, and if you duck, you can't shoot anything. Or in Elevator Action, another game where you can also duck to shoot. But if you remove that, the game will be even tougher. Why would they remove it is beyond my comprehension, and I don't want to know about it. Fun fact, if you fire your gun downwards or you jump, you can actually slowly fall to the ground, which is a cool novelty, but with the enemies coming from left and right for the most part, if not all the time, it's a pretty pointless feature. I don't know why they added. Speaking of pointless, Zane can be saved with the weapons. The special weapon is slightly powerful than your default weapon, and it really does remind me of Metal Slug. Pick this up and you get yourself Heavy Plasma Gun! However, every time you pick up the weapon, you were only given a limited amount of bullets. Much less than Metal Slug, for crying out loud. Which means, the moment you are enjoying the thrill of blasting away the pesky mosquito, the weapon is useless again. You were also given a pineapple grenade, because pineapple pizza is good, and you use them to take out those that hate your food, because pineapple pizza is here to stay. It's tasty. You don't like it? Get the fuck out of here. No, please don't. Please like and subscribe, so that people will know my video, please. You can also pick up enemy to throw at the enemy, although it's not the blue punch buggy, unfortunately. Next up, you play as Lilo herself, where her gameplay is vastly different. She has to activate switch to teleport between different areas while also avoid being spotted by enemies, reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid. She has her lovely plush Scrum to attack, and you can even press the R button to sneak around and even disguise as a flower. I call this the flower of deceit. You will have to use all of the features to complete the level, and the puzzles frankly aren't that hard either way. So much so that if you were to lose a life, the game throws you back to the beginning of the level. Oh, did I forget about this? If you were to die or lose a life or use up everything, the game will give you an option to either continue or quit the game. And good news, the game have unlimited continues. So you can just keep on dying and dying and dying and restart as many as you could, because the game will not punish you. And even checkpoint, because every time you clear a room, the game will give you checkpoints so that every time you restart, well, you can start from where you left off without starting from the beginning. Yes, the game is tough, but with the added perks and advantages, the game is far from being tough. The game continues on to the third play style, which is a shoot 'em up, which reminds me of gyros. You can move around like a circle while blasting with the enemy, dodge the enemy attack, and able to progress to the next round. That's it. If you play gyros, you're no good at shmup, you will be able to get through this. And hey, guess I'm not terrible at shmup after all, despite being useless for the most part. There are a total of 7 levels for you to traverse through. 2 of the shmup levels, 2 little stealth stages, and 3 of the run and gun from Stitch itself. Perfectly balanced as it should be. I really love the graphics though, the really nice pixel artwork, and yeah, from a company, especially from Digital Eclipse, they got the job done. Nice sprite for the characters such as Stitch, enemies, and you know, despite Lilo looking pretty rough, I don't know, she probably got sick of Myrtle harassing her, they still did their best to make her look like Lilo from the movie counterpart despite the hardware limitation. Gotta give credit to the Digital Eclipse though, they tried their best. You can see Digital Eclipse took their time to animate the characters with lots of frame within them, and that's why 2D animation is amazing. Not sure Disney will ever recapture that feeling though. The game also have great soundtrack. My favorite though is the one with the Lilo Stitch. You are alone. No one will be there to help you, so you have to find your way out, rely on yourself, and get out of this strange real place. Don't tell me, I'm stuck in this alien ship. Yup. And we are gonna have to fight our way and dodge the bubbles? Most likely. Bring it on. The game can be completed around 1 or 2 hours, and if you're good enough, around half an hour. And on my first playthrough, I managed to beat it around 1.5 hours, which isn't too bad. Yes, the game can be tough, but considering that the game have unlimited continues and so many checkpoints and items being thrown everywhere, including help pickup, you're gonna be just fine. With the power of Ohana, nothing can stop you. How I wish though Digital Eclipse were to remaster the game with modern graphics and add co-op, fix the control, and I will pay it again. Lilo and Stitch would then receive a sequel on GBA, but not as good as the first one. So yeah, that is pretty much the only good Lilo and Stitch game. I mean, the one on the PS1 is a blatant Crash Bandicoot clone, the one on the PS2 is a mediocre platformer, the one on the DS is a pretty okay rhythm game, nothing to write home about, and a bunch of home computer games that I'm sure no one will care. Considering that Disney never really continued the legacy of Lilo and Stitch after the last movie in 2006, I think it's a good stopping point. Minus the anime. Fuck those are trash. So yeah, happy 626, happy birthday for the blue guy. And remember to stay Ohana. If you enjoyed what you see, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss a thing. Thank you for watching. And well, excuse me, I'm gonna sing some Hawaiian song because the world is going insane.